Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we ain't got time to bleed as Chaos to win playing as the Red Slavs prepares to take on DracKeN playing as the Teal Japanese. Now I'm assuming this player's name is DracKeN. It could be DracKeN. Maybe it's somebody named Ken who really likes Dracula. If you know this player, if by any unlikely event that DracKeN is watching this, please do let me know how to pronounce your name. Do not ever want to get a name wrong. Now, while the players heard their herdables explore their enclosed off bases and try to go up to feudal and possibly castle as fast as possible, let's take a look at the respective civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Slavs are a civ that focuses on their melee units. Their infantry, which is already quite strong, can actually be upgraded to do trample damage, and their unique unit, the Boyar, is a pretty slow but incredibly tanky, powerful cavalry unit with very high amounts of melee and pierce armor. Now, to support their melee units on the field of battle against harassment, for example, by ranged units, know that all Slavic Siege Workshop units are 15% cheaper, which is fantastic because the Slavs do have access to all Siege Workshop units with the exception of the Bombard Cannon. Now, if static defense is more your bag, baby, then know that Slavic castles can be upgraded so that 40% of their stone cost is replaced with wood, which saves you 260 stone per castle. Now, to help them grow their military production, supplies they get for free, Slavic farmers do work 10% faster, and all of their barracks, their archery rangers, their stables, and even their siege workshops actually provide 5 population space, just like houses, which, believe me, frees up a lot of wood in the earlier stages of the game. Now, opposing Chaos to win, I'm just going to call him or her Chaos, is DracKeN, the Teal Japanese, a civilization that very much focuses on its infantry. The Japanese have access to all infantry units and all barracks and blacksmith upgrades. Their infantry, all of them, by the way, attack 33% faster starting in feudal age, which greatly benefits their unique unit, the Samurai. This is a medium infantry unit with an incredibly fast attack and a massive attack bonus against other unique units. Now, to support their infantry on the field of battle, the Japanese can upgrade their trebs to fire faster and pack and unpack 4 times faster. And if, again, you know, static defense is more your play, know that Japanese towers can be upgraded to fire 2 extra arrows. Now, to help them save resources to pay for their military endeavors, Japanese mills, lumber camps, and mining camps all cost 50% less. Basically, BOGO, buy one, get one free on these structures. So we've got potentially a very interesting infantry-based game here. Now let's take a look at the bases while the players continue to establish themselves. Not an open map arena, so 1, 2, 3 sides, 1, 2, 3 sides. Both players basically equally positioned here in terms of having to defend their walls from any kind of attack. Primary gold incredibly close to this town center. Primary stone, secondary gold also nice and close over here. For our Japanese, not as close, but more secure to the back is his primary gold. Secondary gold very close. Primary stone very close as well. Now, on arena, generally, outside of your base, you've got a clump of stone and a clump of gold. Both of DracKeN's are off to the side, nice and safe. Chaos, his clump right in the front. So he would do well to try to establish control over this area. His primary stone outside his base, although nice and secure, tucked away, easy to wall this off. So this stone is very accessible to him. So disadvantaged here, I think, because of the location of this gold, but other resources contested out on the map. I guess because of that, the map felt pity on Chaos and put the other contested gold right next to his base, which is a fantastic location for Chaos. The other contested gold very far afield from both players. I'm going to zoom out. You can see it's kind of in the middle, neutral, no man's land here. Chaos shooing away DracKeN's scout. Let's see what the players have seen of the map. 2 relics for Chaos, 2 relics for DracKeN. Chaos wisely decides to disengage. You do not want to go into your opponent's base at this early stage of the game. You have not scouted the entirety of the map. No point in throwing away this one scout, having him get stuck here and die to villagers. There's not really much you're going to discover at the 9-minute mark of the game, especially if you're the first one up to feudal. 10% of the way done. Lots and lots of resources for DracKeN, though. So I've casted a few arena games recently. Basically, I sound a bit repetitive, but I think that these arena games, there's generally a 3-part flow to the game. There's a meta that's followed. We'll see if the players decide to follow it. They don't always do, but on the whole, there's a 3 kind of stages, let's call them. The first stage, everyone rushes up to castle age. The second stage, once they're in castle, the fights start happening over these guys, these juicy gold generating relics, because they are very close to the bases. This is not Arabia where, you know, you might find a relic randomly in a corner. You have to explore and invest a lot of time and energy in exploring. No, this is arena. You know, the relics are stuck. I'm going to zoom out. They're stuck in this small enclosed space, so getting them is much easier. And then once all the relics are gathered, stage 2 ends, and stage 3 basically begins, where the players start constructing, building, training armies to beat the snot out of each other. This is, of course, my favorite part of the game, because big armies mean big battles. You might like the relic gathering stage of the game. There's a lot of micro involved, because the second you get to castle, you upgrade your cavalry scout. What am I saying? Scout cavalry to light cavalry, and they start sniping monks. They start attacking each other. Relics are protected. Relics are sought after. It is a very fun stage of the game. For now, though, take a look at the resources. Red already going up to castle. Our teal Japanese just hitting the resources, but missing the structures. What is he building? Okay, so the second this stable finishes and the blacksmith finished in the back, he's clicking up to castle as well. And 20 seconds, literally 20 in-game seconds, which is what, like 13 and a half real seconds behind his opponent. So not a big difference here by for the players. DracKeN, though, managing to go on the up on the back of 1 extra villager. We'll see if that makes a difference. Every tiny little bit helps in Age of Empires. It accumulates and grows in terms of its effect from the beginning of the game to the end. So 1 villager here might actually be pretty good for DracKeN. Let's see how many relics he's seen for now. He's seen 4 relics. If he heads south, he's going to see this one, but it is very close to Chaos's base. Chaos has seen all 5 relics. I'm going to zoom out. This is his vision. So he knows that this Cassiopeia-shaped W of relics, he knows exactly where it is. Whereas DracKeN still has not laid eyes on this one in the dark zone here next to his opponent's base. So advantage here going up to castle to Chaos. Advantage for location of relics to Chaos. We'll see how DracKeN manages to handle this. We'll see if he contests. For now, both players continuing to build their scout cavalry. Again, you know you're... Oh, no, don't enter the base. Oh, why? Okay. I was going to say wisely. Stops his units, immediately gets the castle, immediately builds a monastery. Does Chaos, I'm assuming in any second now, we're going to see the exact same out of DracKeN. Yeah, okay, perfect. So they're playing the standard meta. Phase 1 of the game is over. Phase 2 is about to begin. 2 town centers going up for our red Slavic player. He is 1 villager behind, but he, no doubt, wants to pump out that economy. Another town center going down for our teal Japanese. Now, when I say standard meta, I don't want you to think that I'm saying that it's bad. Okay, he's fine. DracKeN has seen the 5th relic. I don't want you to think that it's bad or boring or whatever. You'll see. You'll see. This stage 2 where they gather the relics can be incredibly fun, because there's a lot of investment of resources that goes into it. You've got your light cav to protect your monks and to snipe enemy monks. You've got spearmen out to defend against your monks getting sniped by light cav. And then you've got a huge gold investment of actually building monks. First monk out on the field for our red Slav. Not a surprise, he is the one to hit castle first. A second one on the way, but DracKeN doing the exact same thing. So you have to wonder, is all the gold, are all the resources worth it to collect these relics? We'll take a look at the end of the game. However the relics shape up, whatever extra gold it adds to whoever collects them, we'll see if that's enough to justify all this food, all this gold. And now we've got a bit of a fracas here in the center of the map. The monk deciding to make himself known by trying to convert this light cav. I don't think that's happening. Yeah, the light cav. Take a look at their bonus attack on monks. 10. They are the natural predator, the natural hunter of the monks. This spearman is going to die very quickly. These are not scouts anymore. These are full-on light cav. First relic, though, did go to red while we were looking at that battle. Managed to thief... Or I shouldn't say thief, managed to collect the relic that was right outside his base. Teal doing the exact same thing. 3 monks to 2 in favor of our Slav, who is choosing to take a little bit of a breather and heal up his units. I mean, he knows where all the relics are, so he knows he's got to be out on the map collecting them. Roving band of a light cav here. And this is the problem with trying to defend your monks. These light cav are incredibly fast. So when you've got yours on defensive stand, or they're in any kind of defensive mode, or you are in a defensive mind frame, look how quickly these light cav close the distance. And despite the fact that there's a bunch of monks converting them, does lose 3 monks, maybe even 4. No, 3 monks for the price of what? A little bit of food? Incredible. So this is the problem. That's why you need spearmen. That's why the spearmen have to literally be attached to these monks like a kid wearing mittens that are attached to his or her jacket. Light cav just not doing the damage output to other light cav that you need to quickly kill them before they can snipe monks. Now, while that was happening, another relic collected here by Teal managed to collect the one that was here, I think, and now another relic collected by somebody else. Where is that red dot? Okay, managed to get collected by Teal, who now has a... I thought it was definitely going to be red, but no, it was Teal who managed to get that relic. He now sits 3-1, but this last relic is going to be tough. It's right near red's base. So red naturally has the advantage. So at the end of the day, we're going to be sitting at 3 relics to 2, but I see a Teal dot streaming in. This is what I'm talking about. That light cav, red's light cav, not strong enough to do the damage necessary to stop Teal's light cav from killing that monk. What a beautiful snipe here by Teal. What incredibly good game sense. Red deciding to kill his own light cav instead of having it converted. Now it's going to run face first. I mean, look how long it takes even 3 of them to kill. Where is your monk? Okay. So yeah, we're going to see 3 relics to 2. Not the end of the world here for Chaos. Although the loss of so much gold here when those 3 monks got sniped, and then 4 with the one that was sniped here. His tunic still on the ground here. A 4th town center going up behind us for our Slav. A 4th town center going up for our Japanese player. Villager count almost identical. 65. Right as I finish that sentence, it becomes identical. 60 for a brief second at least. 65 to 65. Now it's 66 to 67. Both players pumping out villagers. Both players with their economic upgrades. And let's see how the players are deciding to orient themselves. Oh my god, Chaos. A secondary, a tertiary, and I don't even know the word for a 4th level wall here. Monastery very much in the forward position. If he anticipates any kind of aggression, maybe build a monastery in the back and start moving your relics away. But both players' monasteries very forward facing. And now we've ended stage 2 of the game. All 5 relics, take a look at the bottom right of your screen, have been collected. DracKeN's TC idle time less than 30 seconds. How efficient is he being with his town centers? Okay. Monks trying to convert as much as they can. Oh, you do not want to be outside these gates. Oh, no. Oh my God. Why did red stop? Oh my God. What a blunder here by red. A small, tiny blunder. One more hit. That monk would have gone down. A university. Okay. Take a look at teal, though. Loom. Armor. Handcart. Imperial age. He is getting the entire hodgepodge of economic and infantry upgrades at the same time as he's going up to imperial on the back of this new town center that he built. Nice and safe in the back. No risk whatsoever. Red continuing to build this just clump of houses here. Also going up to imperial, but 50 seconds behind and about 40 seconds behind on handcart. That being said, red is the one out on the map. Red is the one controlling the entire map at the moment, with Monk's line of sight, with Light Cav line of sight. Okay, wisely decides to split them up. He wants to keep tabs on where his opponent is, but has to be careful. You can't start losing your units to Monks. More and more barracks going down for our Japanese player. I think we know what that means. Oh, and we're seeing supplies. Our red Slav, 2 stables, and the original barracks. So he is building a bunch of population space here. He is ready to spam, is our red Slav. He's okay. He's getting bloodlines. He's getting armor. He's getting both gold and stone mining upgrades, forging, and imperial. So players, instead of being aggro and being out on the map immediately, have decided to take a step back. The only problem for red is, where's his military industrial complex? Our Japanese player very much focused on building his infantry infrastructure. That is a tongue twister. Infantry infrastructure. Husbandry, though. Okay, man-at-arms. And let's see what he does when he hits imperial. Immediately squires. Immediately conscription. Immediately two-handed swordsman. The saw upgrade. Okay, he's got, what, 29 villagers on wood. Slowly but surely making their way through this bamboo forest. What was here for a second, I think, a castle, but now our Slavic player decides to place it in a much more defensive position. And now finally, what is he building? 2 barracks, 3 barracks, 4 barracks. Sorry, I don't mean to sound like a Dr. Seuss book, but here come the Japanese infantry. One immediately gets converted. A second one probably will as well. Yes, exactly. But these, okay, now they've become two-handed swordsmen. Let's see. Okay, do get 2 monks. Not a terrible trade here for teal, who now takes an 18-3 military advantage, 17-2. But two-handed swordsmen, squires, armor, iron casting, the exact same upgrades being researched, just a little bit behind is our red Slavic player, who continues. What is he building here? A siege workshop. He is going up to 8 barracks to the 12 of our teal Japanese player. Now, I bet these players wish they were playing Goths right now with profusion. Those barracks that work 219% faster. Ridiculous. But this is a decent-sized army here from our teal Japanese, who now feels comfortable enough to get gold shaft mining, also increasing the armor on these two-handed swordsmen. Onager upgrade? Interesting choice here. Does red think his walls are going to give him the amount of time needed to start pumping out catapult units? Okay, he's gone 2 knights for some reason. Why? No. Oh my god, I don't know what that move was, but it resulted in the death of 1 knight. Although with the monk snipe, okay, not the end of the world in terms of resources lost. Very aggressive monastery, more and more barracks continuing to be built here to the center of the map. Teal looking to put on some game-ending aggression. Military count, 27-1. 27-1, although red Treb is out. It is unpacked. The only problem is it's got nothing to attack. He's been playing so defensively that he's a little too far back here. But is this? No, this is on a second tile. I don't think this is on a first tile. I don't think this Treb will be able to reach this one. if it positions itself, for example, here, that Japanese Treb should be able to, what are we working with here? Redemption, Sanctity. So these Japanese monks are going to be able to convert buildings. They're going to be able to convert siege units. They are going to have more HP. We're getting the champion upgrade, and Blast Furnace, the final attack upgrade, does take 100 seconds. So if you're playing infantry, please get that upgrade as soon as possible. It takes a long ass time to research for champs. Slowly but surely demolishing these gates, but there is a secondary wall off of structures. Red really clumping himself in. I am not a fan of this at all, although in 8 seconds he will have champs himself, and he's finally starting to produce some military units. I mean, it makes sense. He's stuck inside his base. He has no space to expand, but this is, you know, you think you're safe behind these kinds of clumps of buildings, but all that does is remove mobility from your army. And now the Trebs are moving forward. Onager has a little teal triangle. Let's see which monk moves forward to convert it. Oh my god, is he gonna get the Onager? He gets the Onager. But instead of taking a shot at the Trebs, it decides to attack the gold miners instead. And in come the Japanese champions. What do we have here? Kataparuto. Look how fast these Trebs are gonna pack and unpack with that upgrade. Theocracy. So if a bunch of monks convert, only one has to regain faith, and that castle goes down. Let's see if he can manage to get any attack rounds here. Not the greatest so far. I want to keep an eye out on these Trebs. They do fire 33% faster with that upgrade, but it's more the packing and packing that I want to keep an eye on. I love seeing it, but now Teal is pushing into the base here. What is our Slavic player doing? He's building 23 champions at a time. Okay, he's managing to take out a good number of these Trebs, is our red Slavic player, but he's got champions knocking down. Send a villager maybe to repair that. And now his champs are pushing back the tide of the Japanese aggression here, making his building stronger with mages. He capped ram. Is that really a priority right now? I absolutely love seeing infantry battles in this game. They are just such strong units. Base attack of 13. Come on, unpack those Trebs already, or rather pack them. You know what I want to see. Okay, you know, I think after he gets his barracks, no. Look how fast that was. That was basically instantaneous. Look at this. I know there's a battle going on here. Somebody in the comments posted that I look away too much. Look at how fast that was. That's incredible. But now Teal is inside Red's base, and again, Red, despite having all of this infrastructure, really has no place to maneuver and is not taking advantage of these narrow alleyways that he's built for himself. Oh no, and now loses control of his 2 relics. I mean, Slavic archery roster, not the best, but you need something to take advantage of these choke points. Unfortunately for him, his siege workshops are very much in the forward position. Is he rebuilding them? No, he's rebuilding stables and light cav. Okay. I mean, they do have hussars, the Slavs, but for now, the battle very much here in the front. Our Japanese champions, though, taking this fight fully upgraded against fully upgraded champions. And just look at this stream coming across the map. A few pikemen thrown in for the lulls. I'm just kidding. They're thrown in because he sees the light cav. But now our red Slav is in serious trouble. DracKeN here, supply capped at 249 champions, 13 in production. These Trebs are going unanswered. He has enough stone for a castle, does our red Slav, but where the hell is he going to build it? Maybe here? Okay, does push back the Japanese at least temporarily. What are we working with here? 27 champions to 27 champions, but remember, the Japanese champions attack 33% faster starting in feudal. But our red Slavic champions managed to thwart the first incursion. Let's see if they can thwart the second, though. Or deal Japanese not relenting. He is not gathering his army. He does not want to clump one giant death ball of champions. He is just sending them in. Static defenses be damned. Fully garrison town center be damned. He's got 4 trebs. His opponent building to the side. Okay, rebuilding finally some of his siege infrastructure. Oh, and this is just too many champions for our teal Japanese player. I'm starting to get worried here for our Slavic player. I think he, had he got out some more champions earlier, I think maybe he waited a little bit too long. Oh, even the monk doesn't go down to the attempted snipe. But now this one Lycav trying to make his way through the ranks of teal champions to get to the monk will not succeed. Monk being slowly healed by his friends. And now teal's champions are running amok while he builds a castle to the north. I mean, this is a great distraction, all these houses. Is red stabilizing? I mean, I didn't see Druzhina being researched by him. Remember, the Slavs have that incredibly powerful upgrade. I'll take a look if it was researched. That gives their champions trample damage, which is incredibly powerful. But I didn't catch it in the top left here while he had his castle. I mean, he had enough stone for a castle, but oh man, look at the supplies. 200 to 150. 216 champions at 264. Yeah, you can't. If you're playing against, let's assume for a second he does not have Druzhina. So these guys do not deal trample damage. They are just your average, your average fully upgraded champions. Against a bigger number of champions that attack faster, you are not winning that battle. APM 150 in the beginning of the game, 129 in the beginning of the game. After that, infantry not the most micro intensive unit, so not surprised here. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, he did get Druzhina at the 33-minute mark of the game, so that's why he was able to hold off the first wave of Japanese aggression. So what a fun game. We had Vikings against Japanese. The Japanese are just so powerful, but this is the first time I'm casting trample damage champs versus faster attacking champs. Look at this guy. He's in death throes. He's about to collapse onto the ground. Look at all the champion dead bodies all over the ground. 228 kills for our Slav, 278 kills for our Japanese, but that does include about 40 civilian kills, which he's been getting here with his champions. They do move faster, a tiny bit faster than the villagers, so there is literally no escape for those villagers. Also, DracKeN discovers this northwestern expansion. This is not his first time in the rodeo. He knows that if your opponent is squeezed in one part like a balloon filled with water, generally he moves somewhere else to accommodate. But overall, yeah, I think our red Slav just did not produce quick enough. And DracKeN, using the time advantage, managed to steamroll him. Let's take a look at resources. Not a lot of extra gold here by having that one extra relic. Plus stopping red from having relics for the last 10 minutes. Stone very much in favor of DracKeN. Gold very much in favor of DracKeN. But trash resources very much in favor of our red Slav, although not by much. What is this? About 300 wood difference and 2,400 food difference. So not the end of the world. Let's see, it converts. That's and military. Okay. Prize goes to DracKeN for both most converted and most converts. And yeah. Cataparuto is that upgrade. And there's Druzhina at the 33-minute mark of the game. So overall, DracKeN. Oh my goodness. I'm going to zoom out as always. Sorry to anyone on a smaller screen. 16 barracks. And this is a good lesson, I think, for playing overly defensive, as I think Chaos did here. He clumped up. I mean, I'm going to rewind to show you what I mean, this is all this stuff is my opinion. But when you're playing on an enclosed map like Arena, not yet. We'll wait for this last siege workshop to go up. When you're playing on an enclosed map like Arena, you have to make sure that your units have a path towards your, the front lines of the battle, let's call it that. And unfortunately for him, he was playing so defensively behind these walls, relying on these walls a little bit too much. All of his vital infrastructure is here, clumped in the front. He finally built a little bit of infrastructure in the back. Probably would have been better served building barracks instead of stables, to be honest. But look how clumped this is. Look how little room for maneuvering you have. Especially, again, that your opponent's champions attack 33% faster. Although I guess the counter argument could be made that with creating these narrow alleys, the player with trample damage actually has the advantage. Although in this case, oh my god, look at all these dead bodies. Incredible. Red, teal, doesn't matter. They're all dead. A monastery, its golden dome collapsed. This game is so much fun. This game is so beautiful. Or was that a castle? That might have been a castle. Oh, lordy. In any event, as I was saying, unless you're going to, pump out scorpions, and he's pumping out rams. Oh, Lord. Unless you're pumping out scorpions, onagers, and your opponent is going ranged, for example, creating so many little narrow alleys of attack may not be the best way. I think Chaos played a little bit too defensively and ceded control of the map to DracKeN a little bit too early, which gave DracKeN access to stone, access to gold. Tiefing the relic is this one Japanese monk. And on the whole, DracKeN uses that advantage to establish a big chunk of military-industrial complex here in the center of the map, uses his quicker attacking Japanese champions to literally swarm over the Slavic champions. Although, what a fun champ-on-champ game. Always love to see it. They are such powerful units. Look at their base attack of 13. That is just an incredibly powerful attack with the attack upgrade 17. And if they're attacking buildings, a little bit of a boost. No Eagle Warriors here, so no real need to worry about that attack bonus. Overall, though, let's take a look at the end of the day what the villager count was. I want to see, because Red for a while had a significant advantage in villagers. So here he manages to use the trample to get rid of Teal's champs. Look at that, 150 villagers. I'm not sure that is the amount of villagers you want when you are going potentially trash wars, right? When you're going hussars, I don't know that you want 150 villagers. But at the end of the day, Teal, realizing that his opponent, I guess, was playing so incredibly defensive, says, you know what? Okay, you're gonna hole yourself up in your base. You're gonna barricade yourself behind, what was this, 20 houses, a bunch of siege workshops poorly placed at the very front of your base. You know what? Great. I'll take the middle of the map. I'll take the resources, the stone, the gold, the wood, the space. I'll build infrastructure. And then let's take a look at, or rather, let's see who wins a battle of champions. And at the end of the day, DracKeN ends up winning. Chaos, having been confined to his base for basically the entire game. His expansion to the northwest discovered. Champions now running amok inside his base. Decides to tap out DracKeN or DracKeN or Ken Drac. Honestly, if anyone knows this player, if anyone knows how to pronounce this player's name, please do let me know. Takes the W, but GG, what a fun game. GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.